Pineapple surprise! Yeah. There, that's our... No. This one recorded 9 seconds of me screaming, pineapple surprise! Yeah.
Back.
Yes. Welcome to the Deadpool soundboard. We just make Deadpool jokes all the time. Yes, we are talking about Deadpool the game. Yeah, one of the games that I honestly didn't think was going to be that great, and I was wrong. It's pretty fucking fun. I don't know.
It's hilarious.
Oh yes, it really is hilarious. Nick is the proud owner of the Deadpool game who decided to get it because he is a bigger Deadpool fan than I am. So let me ask you, and I pretty much know the answer. This Deadpool is pretty damn close to the Deadpool in the comics, correct?
Correct. It is almost spot on.
Yes, and we have to thank our good friend Nolan North. Yes, I say friend as if we know him. We call him Nolan sometimes. Hey Nolan, man, what's going on?
And then we just get a response. Who the hell are you? Stop calling me.
I don't know how you got this number, but for the love of God, stop calling me. Come on, just do a Deadpool for me. Just real quick. Come on. I think Nolan does most of the voices. I did hear John, no, it wasn't John DiMaggio. Who the hell's the asshole who voices Wolverine and the X-Men and then, and his voice is in it. He has that real distinctive voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a little part in Wolverine, but god damn, this game is probably one of the funniest games I have ever played. Ever. It just has spot on writing. Did they get the people from the comics, do you know, to actually write this story?
They got Daniel Way to write it.
Is he one from the comics?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one who wrote Deadpool.
Okay. Well, then, yeah. Yeah, because this thing is just, god damn, is it hilarious. It made me really remember why I love Deadpool so much. And you know what was really great about this, though, Nick? When I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I was like, you get to play as Deadpool in that same, he's basically the same thing in that game as he is in this. And I'm just like, God, it'd be great having a whole game just about him.
Steve Bloom, by the way.
Steve Bloom, thank you. Yeah, Steve Bloom does Wolverine. I think Nolan North does, Cable, because his Cable and...
Cable and Deadpool's sophisticated voice sound very similar.
Yeah, really, really similar. You know what I really love about this game, though, Nick? Is how not for one fucking second does it take itself seriously.
Oh, God, no.
I've been, it's really funny because you just get, I just got off playing Last of Us not too long ago, a super serious, dark fucking game. Oh my God, thank you, Deadpool. Thank you. It was just stupid, fun action, had no, had ridiculous story. The story, literally, folks, is Deadpool just following the script of the game.
Even though, yeah, he doesn't actually follow it, but he kind of has no choice but to follow it.
Yeah. Well, if you want to get the logistics of it, he's gonna go kill this TV tycoon / gangster guy, and Sinister, of all people, kills this guy. And for one, this is the first time I've ever seen Sinister I haven't seen Sinister in a long time in anything, so it was nice to see his ass again. Also, he kills the TV tycoon, and basically
I just think with the TV tycoon, they just jump straight to, yeah, you're gonna go kill this guy. And they even, hit the voices ahead and why are we killing him again? Who cares? What does it matter? We're just getting paid.
Oh, I know. And it literally is just surround from, moment you start the fucking game and, actually get into the game, you're gonna be laughing. Literally, you just get 2 achievements, Deadpool comments on it. Deadpool knows he's in a video game right now, which I think is just awesome.
At several points in the game, he will actually call the game maker, the game producer, and ask them why the hell his game is glitching.
Oh, I know. It is just hilarious. Now, this is this is really the only reason to play this game, though, is because of Deadpool. I know, no shit, it's a Deadpool game. But no, if it wasn't for the writing and comedy, this game would be pretty lackluster in the sense of the word. It really, like, when you get into the gameplay of it, it's nothing special. Really, it's just kind of like, it's your bare bones hack and slash.
Like I said, like, the way I picture it's like a mixture between, the X-Men Origins Wolverine video game and Devil May Cry.
It is a mixture of that. I can agree with that. But, it's just, Devil May Cry, is way more tuned out for this and has a better frame rate. This one did have kind of a meh frame rate.
Older Devil May Cries.
Okay.
The PS2 ones.
Okay. I have to say though, this one, it's not the best looking game though either.
It's really not.
Yeah, graphically the game's just, it's serviceable, but it's nothing where you're just like, whoa, that's, it kind of looks like it was made a couple years back, kind of, what it was.
Especially since, like I said, cause in this game, when you take damage, it actually shows physical damage on you, and Deadpool gets pretty fucked up.
Oh yeah, Wolverine did that mechanic because, they both have the healing factor.
Yeah, Wolverine did that mechanic from the waist up.
Oh
his
yeah,
legs were just fine. Deadpool, no matter where you do, he's gonna get fucked up.
Oh yeah, no, it's awesome to see, cause if you get killed, then you get to see fucked up Deadpool come up and just diss you for some reason, like, ouch, dipshit, just turns off a light, and I'm just like, yeah! That just makes me laugh, that was like one thing I always had a problem with, like Arkham City and stuff. Like when you got killed, they had you have to wait like 20 seconds or 10 seconds or something of them talking shit to you. And I'm just like, alright.
When the person you're playing does it, then it's interesting.
It's just kind of
especially
fun.
when he knows it's a video game. He's sitting there just, don't do that again.
I know. It still makes me. I understand it's a video game, but it's just like Deadpool technically can't die, so. If you're going by the comic reasons of this game, I should be able to stand there and just let them shoot me for a long period of time.
Well, as they show in the game, he can technically die for a few minutes, but then he just comes back.
Okay. I could go with that. This game, you know what I do like though? Is, as much as it sometimes can get repetitive at points, it still tries to switch it up enough to keep you interested. Like the comedy, really what kept me going in this game though was the comedy. It was just like, I want to see what crazy shit happens next. It wasn't like, the game was just like, the way the game plays it was good. It wasn't nothing terrible. I thought the enemies got a little repetitive, being that literally from the beginning of the game till the end of the game, you are fighting the same enemies. They'll throw new ones in there, but those core enemies are still
the clones.
Yeah, the core clones.
It's the Attack of the Clones.
Well, literally, they look like that, like Hellghast from Killzone. They're just, these assholes that just wear masks the whole time, and they just, just have machine guns and come after you. They're the entire enemy through the game. But then they add new ones. They add clones that, are kind of, you actually get to see some of them that look like a Sinister clone. You're like, oh, okay, clearly this guy's... Alright, and it makes sense why there's so many of them, too. Because I was like, shit, the body count in this game's ridiculous.
Yeah, but, I will say that I do like... The game, a lot of games give you other weapons, but they give you no motivation to use them. This one, I will say change that, because in order to level up your weapons, you actually have to kill so many people with them.
Oh, I like that, too. So that way you're not stuck just using the same pistols until you can upgrade the, plasma rifle up, you actually...
Exactly. And also, when you use different weapons, he says different things based on the weapons, and unlike most video games where they say stupid shit, like, you shouldn't die, Deadpool says something unique for every weapon that's pretty interesting.
Being that I was, I agree with you, he does say different stuff with different weapons, but if you're like me, and I was a big fan of the katanas, I never did get any other melee weapons, which, there just was me. I liked the katanas. I did hear him say a lot of the same ones. I mean, granted, it was funny at first, but when you hear him 20 times in 1 hour, you get kind of like, okay, he said that again. But, it wasn't enough to annoy me, because he does not, it's not like he says them constantly, but he'll occasionally say if I cut you, do you not bleed? And you're just like, that's cute.
And like I said, I still just when you use the submachine guns, at some point, sometimes there's, Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And whenever you use the hammers, he just makes like baseball references.
Oh really? Yeah. Like I said, I never use the hammers or anything. I just kind of.
The hammers come in handy for big enemies because if you level them up all the way, they do a shit ton of damage. Like like when you level up damage, it gives you like a percentage of how much more it levels up.
Uh-huh.
By the end of the ones with the hammer, it's just a bunch of red exclamation points and question marks.
That probably would have made my time at the end, because the game can be challenging to a point. I mean, the beginning and middle is really kind of a breeze. You're not going to die. But they have that one ending that was really, I thought was pretty challenging. I was just like, shit. Because they basically just throw a buttload of enemies coming at you at every direction, and you're just like, fuck, they're everywhere. And I knew I was going to have to, basically, you have to fight everything that you fought in the game at that end.
Even the 3 bosses you fight, even the 2 bosses you fight beforehand.
Oh, I do love the third one. Even when you fight her at the end, it's still just like a couple gunshots, she's dead. I'm just like, wow, she really is pathetic. As we mentioned before, Sinister is the main villain, but he's really not like, he's hardly in it. Let's put it that way.
But they point out the fact, they couldn't really afford any big name villains. They spent all their money hiring the X-Men.
Oh yeah. And the X-Men are hardly in the game. Like Wolverine gets like 2 lines the whole game, but you do get a wonderful moment where you can literally for about, I want to say almost 2 minutes of just sitting there slapping him in the face while Deadpool says something just hilarious each time. So it is funny as hell.
I want to say, I like, a lot of games have that, characters talking to themselves to think things through. This one, since Deadpool has 2 voices in his head, it makes sense that he'd be to other characters he's talking to himself, but he's always actually having a conversation.
That's also, that's a good point, because like when you play Batman, I have to say, sometimes I'm just like, Batman, nobody in the world thinks like this, where they're just like, I should do this so I can do this. No, you just kind of like, oh, I'm going to do that. And you don't sit there and just like talk to yourself. Deadpool is batshit insane, so when he's having whole conversations with himself, it's fine.
It's also interesting to hear the 3 personalities of Deadpool.
Oh, yes. People who don't know the Deadpool character, I still have to say, you're gonna like the Deadpool character. I don't know anybody who doesn't, who wouldn't want to see just some batshit crazy guy go through a game just cutting up shit. I mean, this guy, it's hard to explain how, besides the fact that he has that, I mean, literally the game tailors to his, it's kind of interesting because sometimes you don't know what's in his head and what's actually out there in the game, what's in their actual reality.
Oh, yeah. Because he hallucinates a lot.
Oh, yeah. Like, some stuff you're just like, wait, did that actually happen, or did that just... So you'll have some weird fucking, mini games or whatever you're doing, and then all of a sudden they cut aside, and then you apparently just slaughtered a bunch of clones, and you don't even realize it. And it was just...
Yeah, you be wearing a pirate tattoo.
Oh, yes. Yarr! Oh, yeah, he is funny as hell. This game, I have to hand it to the voice acting in this game. Nolan North is really what makes this game. I don't know if this game could have been done without him, to be honest. Unless you got someone else who can actually do a good Deadpool, which I haven't seen a good Deadpool since Nolan North.
No, the way Nolan North is to Deadpool what Kevin Conroy is to Batman.
Exactly. If I want to see more Deadpool stuff, but I want to mention also though, when I played this game, I realized something though. You can never make a Deadpool movie. I'm sorry, people. You can't make one because with the way Hollywood would want to do it, they want to make it, they want to add maybe his love interest with Domino or something. They want to have him fall in love and maybe have more of a human side just so the audience can relate. And that's something I can't agree with, that or they try to do something stupid like make it dark. In a video game, people don't, gamers, I'm not saying gamers don't like deep stories, but we also just like batshit insane stuff to happen in the games because it's just funny as hell and it's interesting. So I think it can really just happen in a video game. Also, it's easier to do with animated stuff and break the fourth wall a lot easier in a video game than you can in a movie. I don't really know how you break the fourth wall in a movie unless he actually meets with the director and stuff, and
Calls the director, what the hell are you doing to my movie?
exactly. And when people are saying like Ryan Reynolds should be a good Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds could be a good Deadpool before he goes insane. I don't know about after.
Yeah, early Deadpool.
Early Deadpool, like, in X-Men Origins, when he was before he got his mouth shown shut, I thought he was doing a good Deadpool. I was like, oh, he's good. He's cracking jokes. He's actually skilled with a blade. He's literally just the merc with a mouth, not the batshit insane merc with a mouth,
Yeah, no, he's just Wade Wilson.
Yeah. And that's why everyone else had a problem with how Origins ended, which I agree with that. I really wish they kind of would have mentioned something like that in this game, though, just making fun of that.
They did. Well, they hint at it when they talk about Ryan adding him on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, true. They do hint at that. I just wouldn't really wish, like, he would have made, I don't know, like, maybe hinted at it a little bit differently, saying, like, wow, imagine if they would have sewed my mouth shut or something, or, something stupid like that. I don't know.
Knowing Deadpool, he'd probably just cut his jaw off and then put it back on.
Oh, and that's something else. Yeah, this game is gory as hell. We might want to add. You know what I did wish they would add from the Wolverine game, though? I know it's made by 2 different studios, but I wish they would have done. Wolverine actually had the close-up finishers where you'd get close up and you'd see him rip some guy in half or something. Kind of wish this game had some of those,
Well, if you level them up enough, you can get, like, they weren't close up.
Oh, no. You did get finishers.
You can, you stick your sword in them and cut their head off.
You do that, but I just, I guess, I don't know, I was kind of spoiled with some of the gruesome stuff. I mean, I do like how you can, just demolish guys in this game as well.
I like the stealthiness in the game. Like, this game has the auto stealth thing where when you're able to sneak up behind enemies, Deadpool will start going stealth mode. And his idea of stealth mode is really exaggerated, like cartoon tiptoeing.
Oh yeah, cartoon tiptoeing. And then you could basically, you could either stealth and just be actually stealthy and just cut off the guy's head, or you could just go stealthy with one guy, tap him on the shoulder, he turns around, you're in front of him, point a gun at his face, shoot him, alert everybody in the room that you're there, and then just slaughter.
Although I will say with that one, I did actually like that one of the hammer stealth kills the most.
Oh, really? What was it?
He takes both the hammers and just like, with the guy not paying attention at all, just like, lines up the shot next to his head and everything, just taking his time, like practicing his golf swing, and then just whoop, bam, off with his head.
What else? What do you want to add to this game? We kind of, let's add to as we've kind of tiptoed around so far, it does have a level up mechanic, and it has a big level up mechanic. Like, we talked about how you had to level up your weapons, you actually have to use them. Well, you have to, which kind of annoyed me a little bit, is collecting those little coins everywhere. Cause I don't know about you, Nick, like when you play like a Lego game or something, that kind of always annoys me, running around collecting shit just so I can purchase things.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really focus on it too much because if you get high combos, you get more coins anyway, so.
I've always been a fan of the way, like, I guess like Fable and Devil May Cry kind of did it, where you slaughter them and then it just kind of, it all goes to you. They don't really have a bunch of shit laying around on the ground. Like this one had a bunch of stuff just laying around. I also have to say though, this is one of the few comic book games though, where they actually, if you don't know the characters, they'll tell you who the characters are. Like when you meet like Wolverine and stuff, it says press A to learn about Wolverine, and then you press A, and then you have Deadpool describing who the hell Wolverine is, which.
I just like the one for Cable. You press A. Who the fuck's Cable? Who is that? Who the fuck's Cable?
I for some reason really just like the Deadpool one, just because if I remember correctly, they're like playing this like theme song in the background or something.
Yeah.
Deadpool. Oh yeah. And honestly, some of the music things they had going on in this game, I just love.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's singing in the elevator or having a dance with death. It's just, they have a lot of that, and they have a lot of, and you actually get choices, and the choices aren't like, they don't occur with the story, but they're just kind of either like, It's either do joke A or joke B. Which one do you want to do? And I love that. Or sometimes it's just like, basically it adds to a little bit extra replay value by just figuring out what happens if you do this instead. It's nothing to, I wouldn't say it's nothing to where you have to like, oh, you must own this game to get this replay value, but it does add to it. When like, if you want to do a new game plus because you thought it was fun, you can, you could try like instead of groping Cable and seeing what happens or just saying, man up or whatever. I forgot what option B was, but.
It was just let go.
Oh, let go. Yeah. And it's funny as hell. I also have to, let's see, I was going to mention something else. I also have to mention, Nick, this game was $50. This is cheaper than most, AAA, or no, I guess not, this ain't really a AAA game, but, most games. Most games have, come out $60. Doesn't matter if it's some nobody game or not. It was kind of always the set price. So the fact that you're releasing this game $10 cheaper, that's cool. I applaud them for that, You just start out with a discount. And I partly think, that's how games like this should be. Cause it's not like this game has a multiplayer. It has like new game plus, but honestly, your second playthrough, you're gonna unlock everything else you didn't unlock the first time. And,
Believe me, I know. That's what I did.
Yeah, so once you unlock everything, and then I guess if you want to try to get all the achievements, but if you're not that type of person, then, really there's about 2 playthroughs for this. So, honestly, this is one of those games I would say, at $50 you still wait on, but it's still worth owning. It's still a fun experience. You go back to once you forget all the jokes, and you can be like, it's one of those fun little games. And I think more games should do that in this industry. Not every game needs to be $60. I'm saying, yeah, the Call of Duties and shit, why not make them $60? Because some people, that's all they fucking buy. But
and by some people, we mean most people.
But, every other game that they're not expecting people to go out and buy, make them $10, $20 cheaper. Who gives a shit? You actually will entice more people to purchase that game than you would if you're like, yep, everything's 60. And you know what? I'm kind of poking the bear when I say this. I think I would be okay with them getting rid of the used market if they just adjusted the game by how many hours of gameplay you truly have, excluding multiplayer. So, say the maximum you could have a game is $60. So, like, say if you have Skyrim or Call of Duty or whatever. Oh, I guess not really Call of Duty. I just said excluding multiplayer. But maybe Call of Duty be something else because it's one of those games. But
Skyrim or The Witcher.
Yeah, Witcher, Skyrim, something where, it has so much
Mass
so
Effect.
much shit you could do in it. But a game like this, or a game like the fucking, Medal of Honor, those 4-hour first-person shooters, or 6-hour games, or even 8-hour games, those games don't need to be $80. They are $60, 80, fuck. They don't need to be $60. And, so, I'm glad that they're dropping the price. I mean, even the next game I'm thinking about getting is that stealth vampire game, Dark. That's also going for $50 right now. So I'm just kind of like, wow. I don't know if it's because the new generation's out or developers are finally learning people maybe aren't willing to shell out $60 for a game they never heard of or a game they're maybe iffy about. I know it's like $10 difference, like who cares, $10, but somehow that makes a difference. Anything else you want to add?
No.
Alright, let's get into some ratings. What do you give it, Nick?
I would give it a B+.
B+? That's fair. I'm thinking about it. Cause it's a funny game, and really the writing and the voice acting is what saves this game. And I'm gonna give it a B-. It's on the cusp of actually buying it, but if you buy it, I don't think you'll be disappointed. It was just the gameplay for me. It was just kind of like, it was nothing special, but it didn't do anything wrong per se. So, that's it. I don't know. How should we end this? I don't know. Say a Deadpool quote.
Let's be honest. I'm not the only one with a little bit of shit in my pants now, am I?